Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, basically the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the Indomitable fighting spirit, aka the transforming Majin Vegeta, and we're going to see just how good he is after his EZA. So this character, when he first came out, was honestly very controversial for a couple reasons. So firstly, at the time, we didn't have a lot of great Majin Buu Saga leads. We also, at the time, kind of were struggling a little bit in terms of how he worked functionally. For example, Vegeta starts out as a super class category character, then changes to an extreme class category character. I cannot explain to you how, even to this day, this is still kind of a problem for certain units and teams. For example, imagine building your team for Majin Buu Saga, contemplating bringing Vegeta, and then realizing you want to bring the Super Easy-Aid Ultimate Gohan. That character relies on superclass characters in the turn. Vegeta is going to change, and everything is going to adjust dramatically. Not to mention also the transformation conditions for the characters at the time, him and Goku, were somewhat not great due to the fact that a lot of the times, especially back then, SBR, ESBR, a lot of events didn't really give you a lot of positioning for the characters to have 50% or more HP from the third turn generally. Also, you had to often face one enemy, which also wasn't so easy to do. So I think back then there was kind of this idea that the characters had issues and flaws. Has the EZA fixed that? Well, I think so. Vegeta's the Super Saiyan 2 Resurrected Warriors category lead of Ki +3, attack and defense of 170%. He raises attack and defense for one turn. Ki +2, attack and defense of 150%. Flat damage reduction of 30%, an additional attack boost of 120%. And if HP is 50% or more, great chance of launching an additional super. An additional defense boost of 120%, and if HP is 50% or less, guards all attacks. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow if there's another Majin Buu Saga category ally or enemy, and he gets an additional damage reduction of 20% with a rainbow key sphere obtained. Not per rainbow key sphere, with the rainbow key sphere. So his max damage reduction is 50%, attacking defense of 120% when attacking with 3 or more, and a boost from Bubbly's sorcery when facing only one enemy whose HP is 50% or more from the third turn. Nowadays, you're going to see that transformation all the time, and that's great because the transformation is really, really good. Greatly raising attack and defense for one turn, with a great chance of stunning. 200% attack and defense, 3 key, 33% damage reduction, attack boost of 150%, and if HP is 50% or more, an additional super. Defense boost of 150%, going up with the reduction in HP, and if HP is 50% or less, guards all attacks. Orb changing still with Majin Buu Saga category allies or enemies. Damage reduction of 33% with a rainbow key sphere obtained, so we're now up to 66% damage reduction. Attack and defense of 130% when attacking, and attacks effectively against all types with 3 or more key spheres, and attack and defense of 66% further, and guards all attacks with 6 or more key spheres obtained. So obviously a big problem with Vegeta, before we could dive into anything, was once he transformed, getting his guard required 6 orbs, and prior to his EZA he did not create orbs, so it was a huge problem. Basically getting 6 orbs with Vegeta was not easy. Now, very easy. Now getting his 6 orbs is actually not that difficult. You could still potentially miss it, obviously, if you get unlucky, but I would say most times you're probably more likely to get it than not, especially if you arrange your orbs and just play a little bit sensibly. You pretty much will always get it. So what that means is Vegeta has built an additional 66% damage reduction, guard, and pretty high attack stats. You can see that by Vegeta having a really strong overall performance. I think you then have to weigh up how do you build him. So for me, there's a couple ways. Look, I think crit is still okay. I know attacks effective against all types is really helpful, but I think crit is still okay for me. Realistically, crit, still maximizes his damage. He already has very high defensive capabilities. Evasion's not too bad, because obviously quite a bit of attack and defense kicks in after super. His guard and his damage reduction kick in before super, but sometimes you want that extra defense and everything, because he still sits around 300k or so. 66% damage reduction in guard is nothing to laugh at, but I understand why people may not find it enough. So evasion can be a little bit helpful, but personally for me, I think it's just kind of like, hey, crit and additional. Additional is also more than fine, giving you more attacks, giving you more greatly raising attack and defense, and giving you more maximization of his attacks effects against all types, while also benefiting a little bit from whatever crit you put in. Don't think there's a wrong build with Vegeta. He's just one of those units that's pretty good at a lot of things, so it's fine. Link set wise, obviously his transformation to Majin Vegeta changes his link sets quite a bit. You're going to see Majin Vegeta more than you're going to see Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, at least with the way the current hard events in the game work. Most of the hard events in the game, barring 1 or 2 blue zones and maybe 1 or 2 red zones early stages, are generally against one enemy. So chances are you're going to just see Majin Vegeta a lot of the time, because most times by the 3rd turn you'll have that unit not below 50% health, or it'll be a change in phase and you'll be facing someone new. Generally speaking, you will see Vegeta in his Majin Vegeta form. So Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Pride, Royal Lineage, Overnight Flash, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle, all really, really good. And then Corroded Body and Mind, Gifted Warriors, Majin Buu Saga, Master Evolution, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Pure Saiyans, Res Warriors, Super Saiyan 2, Uncontrollable Power, Vegeta's Family, Worthy Rivals, all really good stuff. So yeah, I think, listen, Vegeta's stats, I mean, really, really good. 30 million attack stats, 32 million attack stats. Defense up to the moon after he supers. The damage reduction, the guard. I think Vegeta is awesome. And I think he's just what a lot of his teams needed. Super Saiyan 2, hell, definitely needed it. Res Warriors, definitely needed it. Corroded Body and Mind, great there. Uncontrollable Power, another great addition there. Worthy Rivals, definitely. Vegeta's Family, of course. Links fantastically with the TEQ Super Saiyan Vegeta, which is really good. And I think super duper helpful for that unit. So really good for that unit with the Vegeta's Family team. Obviously, you want to hit the Majin Buu Saga requirement to orb change, but you don't have to if you have another orb changer on the team. That's the cool thing. So although obviously it's great to have your own, if you've got like your own orb changer or your own unit that creates orbs, then it's okay to just kind of run them without one. So you can do that as well on teams where maybe you don't want to run that Majin Buu requirement, and he should be fine. Just guaranteeing that 6 orbs is pretty vital to him. Obviously, he links up great with the Int Majin Vegeta. Don't think anyone should be surprised by that. And they were actually a pretty solid pairing. Just unfortunately, Int Majin Vegeta's just off the level needed for some of the super hard events. Maybe if you've got like a rainbow version of him, because of how his damage reduction everything works. But he can have 60% damage reduction still. So, I mean, 50% damage reduction still. So it's not like he's not still solid. So yeah, good unit.